Conservative New Media viewers, we have some very troubling news to report. The unemployment rate in the United States has risen to 9.2% in the latest Labor Department report released today. That figure represents the highest unemployment level of 2011. Only 18,000 persons were hired by non-governmental organizations in June. According to Bloomberg News Service, forecasters expected approximately 105,000 jobs to be added in the same period. The Associated Press states today that approximately 125,000 jobs are needed to be added per month just to keep up with population growth. That is, the economy needs to add about that many jobs each month in order for the unemployment rate to stay constant. We will include links to both the Bloomberg and Associated Press stories on this subject we already mentioned in the video description below. The 18,000 added jobs in June 2011 is the lowest number added in any month since May of 2010. Additionally, and this is very important to note, the unemployment rate rose despite the workforce participation rate falling to its lowest level since March 1984. What this means is that in June of 2011, America had the lowest percentage of working-age persons currently seeking employment since 1984. The reason why this is so important is that unemployment only measures those people who are actively seeking work at a given time. So, for the unemployment rate to actually increase while the workforce participation rate decreased to its lowest level in 27 years is a very, very worrying sign. To summarize, even though there are fewer people looking for work at this time, those people are still having a harder time finding work, even with less competition for each job opening. We'll also include a link to the Wikipedia entry for labor force, which discusses a bit more about the labor force participation rate for those who may want to better understand the terminology or definition of the concept we were just discussing. This unwelcome jobs news also seems likely to provide a political hurdle for Barack Obama and Democrats in Washington, D.C. When President Obama entered office, the unemployment rate was 7.6%. While making the case for the president's original stimulus package that passed in 2009, the administration argued that if the stimulus package passed, unemployment was projected to top out at 8% in 2009 and then steadily decline. We will include a link to the administration's projected economic graph in the video description. At this point in time, given the administration's projection and with the passage of the stimulus, also known as the Recovery Act, President Obama's team projected unemployment would be approximately 6.8%. That the figure is 2.4% higher now seems unlikely to be lost on either the general public or the political opposition, particularly as President Obama's re-election bid will take place a short 16 months from now. Only 3 congressional Republicans, all of them senators, voted for Obama's original 2009 stimulus. Of the 3, Arlen Specter of Pennsylvania has already been voted out of office. The other 2 senators, Olympia Snowe and Susan Collins of Maine, will not face re-election until 2012 and 2014, respectively. Following Democrats' devastating electoral defeats of 2010, and given the current status of the economy as well as the previous White House projections on how the stimulus might purportedly affect the unemployment rate going forward, 2012 could prove a very difficult campaign season for both Obama and his party, particularly if the economy and the job market continues to struggle along as it is currently. Reporting for Conservative New Media, This is Paul F. Villarreal.